Chico!
Chico! Why did he have to run? He
They
just
kept they kept
just
telling him,
lost his
"No,
head.
Chico, no, no." He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
What's funny is they used a watermelon as a prop, so his head just blew up. Or
Is that what it was? A watermelon?
it was a watermelon.
Nice.
And from now on, whenever I get head from my wife, I'll yell out, "Chico!" Welcome to Rewind Forward again. This week we welcomed Austrian Oak Arnold, the Running Man. It's showtime.
Hey, Killian, here is Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero.
One of my favorite lines right there. Aaron.
Great one-liner. Some great one-lines.
Oh, we'll go over
them in a
the
little bit.
one-liners. There's so many of them.
We're going to go over them in a little bit.
Let's go over the Running Man, the specs. Let's do it.
So here we go. Running Man. The Running Man, really interesting. It was directed by Michael Glasser and written by Richard Bachman. We're going to hear more about that in just a little bit.
Interesting gentleman.
Yeah, real interesting. Released November 13th, 1987, and had a budget of 27, only made 38.1. So didn't do great at the box office. I don't understand it. I don't understand why this.
I don't understand it either. Also, I don't think they took in consideration overseas total.
Maybe not.
It was a huge hit in Europe, so
Sure.
I'm not sure if the economics were the same back then with the movies in the 80s.
Yeah. So, and I'm just going to stop you right here because before we go any further, I just want to kind of dedicate this podcast to someone really special, someone that's no longer with us, and that is Chico.
Chico!
Why did he have to run?
They kept telling him,
lost his
"No,
head.
Chico, no, no." He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
What's funny is they used a watermelon as a prop, so his head just blew up.
Is that what it was? A watermelon?
It was a watermelon.
Nice.
And from now on, whenever I get head from my wife, I'll yell out, "Chico!" in his honor because he's a great actor. His real name is Thomas Rosales, and he's been in the business since '72. And every year, he's either in a solid movie or in TV shows, but constantly has work. So Thomas Rosales, if you're watching this, comment below and tell us, how do you do it? How do you stay in this business? Some of the movies, he did a couple flicks with Arnold again.
Did a lot of Arnold movies.
Yep. Raw Deal, Commando. But, movies like Collateral. Then he appears in a TV show, Reno 911. Analyze that. Slackers, Ocean's 11. VIP, there was a TV show with Pam Anderson. Angel, that is sci-fi flick on, I think,
remember
Fox. Deep Impact, Unhappily Ever After, a TV series. Face Off. But what's constant...
Jurassic Park 2. Was it Jurassic Park 2? I think he gets stepped on by a Tyrannosaurus or something like that.
Yep. Heat, Armored Truck Driver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. What's interesting is he usually falls into like 2 or 3 categories, which is thug, OG, gang member, bodyguard. So Thomas,
or a guy that gets his head blown off.
Yeah. But Thomas is just everywhere. I bet you if you see
honestly, go ahead.
If you see his face, and then you'll see, like, he'd say, "Wait a minute, I've seen this guy before somewhere else."
Yeah, he's really recognizable, and not many people, like, if I could have somebody's IMDb, like, to say I was in all of these movies, there's not many people that you would want to choose over Chico. I mean, he is in so many excellent movies. To say, like, yeah, I've been in that movie, in all those movies. Great stuff by Chico.
Yeah, his IMDb, it says 178 credits.
Incredible,
and I don't think they're generous. I think he probably did more independent flicks they don't know about, or something before '72. But Jesus Christ, this guy's on fire. So
good stuff.
Shout out to Chico.
Shout out to Chico. And Chico, this is in your honor today.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. Written by Richard Bachman. And for those of you that don't know, that was a pen name of Stephen King. So Stephen King actually wrote the book for this movie. He wrote everything, right? Any good movie, it's like, oh yeah, Stephen King wrote that.
Mhm.
So he wrote under the name Bachman because he had more books than the publishers were actually willing to publish back then.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah, he had like so many, but he just wrote, and he actually wanted to also test something out, a talent versus kind of a luck theory, because as he started to become pretty well known, he wanted to know if people are just buying my books because it's my name, or if I'm really that talented. And he sold the book Thinner under Richard Bachman, sold 280,000 copies, and then when they found out it was actually Stephen King, it sold 10 times as many. So I don't know. I think people really liked just, knowing it as Stephen King. So he got the name Richard Bachman, tribute to crime author Donald E. Westlake. His pseudonym was Richard Stark. So he got the name Richard from that. And then Bachman came from Bachman Turner Overdrive, the band.
No.
So here are some facts about Richard Bachman. King wrote he created a whole life for this guy. He was born in New York, served a stint in the Coast Guard, served 10 years later in the Merchant Marine. He settled down in New Hampshire on a farm, writing at night. His fifth novel was dedicated to his wife. And they had one child who accidentally died at the age of 6 when he fell down a well and drowned. So true Stephen King style. He created this fake guy, and then he, killed off his own son. He had a brain tumor that was discovered, and a tricky surgery removed it. So he had a whole life, for Richard Bachman. Pretty incredible. It was actually discovered by someone by the name of Stephen Brown, who's a bookstore clerk, noticed similar styles in King and Bachman. And he located the publisher's records at the Library of Congress and called, ended up actually getting a call when people, he realized it was King, got a call from Stephen King, who told him to write an article about it and kind of give everything away. So Stephen King, or actually Richard Bachman at that point, was writing the book Misery, and actually was then published by Stephen King because people found out about it. So, and then Stephen King did not want his name associated with this movie, only Richard Bachman.
Yep, and when you watch the movie, it says written by Richard Bachman.
Bachman. Yeah.
So it's actually Stephen King, which is interesting because we kind of affiliate Stephen King with horror, but he has some great films that are thriller, suspense, a hint of comedy. So I'm not surprised anymore. The more you find out about Stephen King, and the guy's a genius, you're not surprised that he wrote The Running Man.
Yep.
One of the things that stand out for me in this movie, in The Running Man, is the great one-liners. They're everywhere. They're sprinkled everywhere.
So many good ones.
Give you a lift as he picks up a guy from between his legs and throws him over. I think this is during the prison scene. After he cuts Buzzsaw, worst way to die for a man. Amber asks him,
bisects him.
Exactly. Amber asks him, where's Buzzsaw? And he says, he had to split. Throws a flare at Fireball and says, how about a light? And then Ember asks him again about Fireball. And he says, what a hothead. Oh, no, after his head explodes. What a hothead.
After his head explodes. And then I love with Dynamo, too, when he's like calling him out. He, it's like, hey, Christmas tree. Hey, lighthead, or what? Yeah.
Hey, light bulb. Yeah.
Light bulb. Yeah. So many good lines in here. So if you haven't seen this movie in a while, go back, check it out. Great one-liners.
Right. Part of the appeal of this movie is the actual game show itself. And this was made in what, 86, you said?
87.
87, so probably shot 86 or 87. Game shows weren't as prevalent as they are right now, or reality TV, because it's actually on the border of game show and reality TV.
Sure.
So in a sense, it's more of like a Survivor than anything else. Big thing in the movie is deep fakes. Shout out to my boys in Corridor Crew on YouTube. Check them out. They have some great stuff on deep fakes. Deep fake is quite prevalent in this movie. Also, there's a correlation to Demolition Man, a Sylvester Stallone movie. Both deal with totalitarian government. with an underground resistance. I mean, that's pretty much dead on as Demolition Man.
It's very similar in that regard,
It
and
doesn't look like a or sound like a copy though. When you watch the two movies, you see the similarities, but I doubt that
yeah,
they copied
and
Demolition
we
Man.
might be hearing more about Demolition Man soon, right?
Yes, we might.
We
Stay
might be hearing
tuned.
more. Stay tuned.
All right. So, anything else in the intro you want to add?
Just Killian with the government. You know, he talks about the game show kind of keeps people from rioting and talking about those food shortages. So it's really meant to distract the audience, and a hint of that today too, right? Just
Yep, it's quite
lots
prevalent.
of rioting going on across our country, and the government TV shows trying to keep people distracted. We'll get into that in a little bit as well.
All right, so let's rewind. All right, so the rewind is quite short. It's pretty much one major scene, and that's the Bakersfield massacre. What's funny about this scene is Arnold's in a helicopter with a couple of his buddies, I guess, military buddies. You see dots on the radar, and they say they have unarmed women and children and people, but all you
He
see is
gives
dots.
he gives a lot of information by looking at these dots, right? You see these
Exactly.
dots on a screen. He's like, there's 1,500 people down there. A lot of them are women and children. All they want is food, for God's sakes.
Dots.
Yeah,
All you see
just
is
dots. He's given all this information about them. And what I don't understand here is it's plan alpha is to eliminate all the people, right? That's the very first plan. So why is
right.
Richard shocked that he's got to execute all these people, right? It's like,
Yeah, something doesn't add
move
up.
forward with plan alpha. And he's like, no, he's like
He-
not going to go through with it. But that was the first plan. So I don't know why he was
I know.
shocked by it.
All of a sudden, he has a conscience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and in regards to technology, I think a drone would do a better job right now. I know drones are not supposed to fly over U.S. soil, but I think the government still does it.
I'm sure they go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If what is it? Amazon's like delivering packages in drones these days. So
Yeah.
I think they could fly, check things out a little bit. Yeah. Definitely
Yeah.
missed out on some of those drones, but interesting scene there that kind of sets us off.
Yeah,
with
the
Bakersfield
radar
Massacre.
was a total giveaway. It's an 80s movie because you see dots.
Just the dots. Yeah.
All right, so let's move forward. So the first scene is the Wilshire Detention Center 18 months later after the incident at Bakersfield.
It meant to take place in 2019. So we're
Right. We're pretty
right
much
there.
right there. We're
pretty much right there. So keep as you rewatch it, kind of keep that in mind. It's happening right around this time. So kind of cool how they go into the prison. You can see all these prisoners. They're like staring at the guards. So something's going down. But the prison guards, they're just kind of like, keep moving. Yeah, keep it moving. They don't suspect that anything is up whatsoever. And then the guard has his briefcase open while he's typing in the code.
Yeah,
just
huge
letters. And one of the prisoners is right behind him, just kind of like casually like checking this thing out. Like, okay, I got it. 653-9X. Right out there for everyone to see it. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, 653-9X. I still remember that. This is like 30 years later. Yeah. I still remember that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you would think that someone would have a one-time password generator, one of those keychains, or even on an iPhone, change the damn password every 5 minutes or something. Jesus Christ. It's a prison, and they're carrying around
prison
briefcase with digits, and they don't change it. What the fuck?
They don't change it. And it's like the simplest one. Well, second simplest one. We'll get into the other one.
Well,
but
let's actually move to the
9X.
Yeah, let's move to the next one, which is Arnold escapes the prison, and first place he goes.
Before we go on, though, Chico.
Oh, yes.
What was he doing there? Right? I guess he got a little over anxious. He just couldn't wait to
premature
get out of
evacuation.
prison. Yeah, right. Come on, Chico. Give it a few minutes. Make sure it was clear. The prison guards were down. You just had to wait for that clearance.
I know.
And you would have been you would have been fine. But he just had to go for it.
He had a woman on the outside waiting for him. He wanted to get laid.
He
that.
must have.
You know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Arnold, one of the first places he goes is checks out his brother's apartment. And now to get into the apartment, he has to use a security code. What is it, Aaron?
4455 6'6".
Solid one.
Almost as bad as Spaceballs. Remember the passcode from Spaceballs?
One,
One,
two,
two,
three.
3, 4, 5. Yeah,
Luggage.
that on his luggage. So that definitely doesn't make sense, right? Because he goes into his brother's apartment, same
Mhm.
passcode, but a new person living there. So the passcodes, they definitely messed up on this. And of course, Arnold walks in and finds, lingerie just laying around everywhere.
So obviously he's probably
Is this my
taking a shower.
brother's?
Yeah, he's probably taking a shower, getting changed, and Amber, the owner of the apartment or the resident of the apartment, walks in, and this is where the technology is pretty much dead on. She says, "What?"
Yeah. So she walks in. She wanted the lights on. She wanted some coffee and the TV on to, I believe it was Channel 1. What
Yep,
was she watching?
Captain America.
Captain Freedom.
Oh, I'm
Cap,
sorry. Different movie. Captain Freedom.
Captain Freedom's workout.
A workout, exactly. And Captain Freedom doesn't really do any workouts. All he does
No.
is
Yeah.
pose from the
Yep.
left, right, then upside down for some reason.
Upside down. Yep. Pop it in from all angles.
And with like a slogan saying, "Are you ready for pain?"
Yeah. Yep.
And he's
And then
played,
just prancing. Yeah. And then just prancing kind of back and forth throughout the screen.
played
So,
by Jesse Ventura.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, another movie with two governors, future
And
governors.
he'll come up a little bit later too. We're going to talk more about Captain Freedom.
Yeah. Now you mentioned the lingerie. Tell me something about that lingerie because this is one of the better scenes.
Yeah. I mean, I think she wears nothing but lingerie because as soon as she gets home and she starts working out, she puts on lingerie.
Yeah.
She comes home, she's got bags full. It looks like she's been out shopping buying lingerie. And almost every other scene, I think when they capture her, I don't know, they bring her in later. She's like in lingerie. Like this whole movie, all this woman does is wear lingerie all over the house. So I don't know what's going on with her.
I was thinking maybe the actress posed for Playboy or something around that time. I did some research, nothing. So she
No,
wasn't promoting a magazine or anything like that.
no.
I go, I go deep for my audience.
Yeah, that was probably Arnold. Maybe he got a producer credit. He's like all women in this movie
Yep,
in lingerie, and then the girls later too. The before the game show, all the girls dancing around in like these
tongs.
thongs. Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
Arnold must have been a producer on this movie. He's like all the women
yeah,
lingerie and thongs.
more ass.
Mm-hmm.
So in that apartment, Arnold wants to get away. He wants to travel to Hawaii, and this is a great integration of technology. In a sense, it's a TV slash internet hub, and he buys a ticket on the internet. I know it's with like a laser pen, but I thought that was pretty solid. Remember, this is 2019. What's not solid is that big butt TV. All the movies get this wrong. They don't shrink the TVs; they
Mm-hmm.
still make them big butts.
No flat screens.
No flat screen, no plasmas, no nothing like that. And the ID that he steals from Ember doesn't have any photo on it, and we find out later actually it really doesn't. It's just swipe and you take someone's
Right.
identity.
Which
Weird.
is kind of cool, right? So like the
Cool.
scanning kind of stuff. I think pretty accurate that to scan IDs, but yeah, to have no picture on it, and if you have any ID, anyone can scan it to get
Right.
through somewhere. It doesn't identify you as an individual. It's just like you have access to this area if you have this card in hand.
Right. Before we move to the airport, again, it was a solid integration of internet and TV. Remember, this is 2000. I mean, 87.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the
they were
technology in her apartment
yeah
pretty dead on. That was
yeah.
good.
Alexa pretty much throughout. We moved to the airport, and one thing with Ben Richards is he's supposed to be incognito, but no. What is he rocking?
Yeah, just a fedora and a Hawaiian shirt. So
And
I don't
sunglasses.
know. Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to. No one's supposed to recognize him, and he looks like he's trying to be undercover.
Yeah. Right.
So horrible security here,
Right.
right? Richards is a wanted man, all over the news.
He's like 6'5".
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah.
And they don't notice him because he's got his Hawaiian shirt on, a fedora, some sunglasses, and obviously he's holding Amber against her will.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, he's like she's trying to move, and he's like grabbing and tugging at her everywhere he goes. There's security that are just staring at him, and
Right.
they don't do anything. So
Now, the way he gets on the plane, or supposedly would get on the plane, is
mhm.
his ticket gets scanned, and he's going through Amber's purse to find hers, and people are saying, "Oh, move it, move it."
Yeah, hurry
And
up over there. I want to get on my vacation. What's going on?
right, and the security's like, all right, just put him on the plane.
Just
Yeah.
keep it moving. Yeah, yeah.
Pre 9/11, so maybe
Mhm.
yay, but not anymore. And a solid nut shot. We're big
Yeah,
into nut shots here. Amber gives it to Ben Richards, gives it
he
to him real
does.
good. And then one interesting thing is they used a stunt double for the running part, so it looks faster. That's not Arnold running from the cutaway shot. The close
Yep.
up, it's him.
Right.
And the net gun that they use, I think it's genius. Like that's how you should capture a perp. Just shoot a. You don't technically injure anyone. Maybe they'll get a twisted or a broken ankle, but for the most part, that's how you capture
Yeah.
a perp. So yeah,
Yeah, we could definitely use those in today's society, net guns,
right.
instead of what's
Yeah,
going
let's
on.
get rid of the rubber bullets and the tasers. Just
Yep.
net guns. Net guns.
Net guns from now on. I like it.
Yeah. So the next scene is Ben Richards is caught, and the ICS president, Richard Dawson, who plays Killian, wants him on a TV show. And
Yeah, Dawson, really good villain in this.
phenomenal.
Really good villain. He plays a really good bad guy. Certain guys. Who was the guy in Cliffhanger?
Lithgow.
Lithgow was an awesome bad guy, right? Lithgow.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew him from just being like kind of funny comedian,
Right.
like Harry and the Hendersons. I think he was the dad in that, and he was like really funny. And then he gets in that movie, and it's like, whoa, he plays a really good villain. And same thing with Richard Dawson.
Yeah.
He was on the game show in the 70s, Family Feud,
Family Feud. Yeah.
and
That's
plays
what he
a really
does.
good bad guy.
Yeah. He brings the pinky to the movie.
Yeah,
from Family Feud.
everywhere you go, the pinky is out. Yeah, a
Phone
little bit.
and microphone. The pinky comes out.
Pinky's always out.
And he also drives a '87 Maserati limo, very rare car. Shout out to Doug DeMiro because I think he reviewed that car. And he's just Killian is perfect for that role because he's so cold. And one of the scenes that really sells it is when he steps on the guy's mop. The guy's mopping
yeah.
the floor, and he says, "No, you're doing a fine job." He gets in the elevator and tells the assistant, "That guy better not be here on Monday when I'm back."
Yeah, or you'll be the one mopping the floors,
or something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
that shows how vicious that guy is as a boss.
And vicious. Yeah, no heart, no soul. Yeah, this
No.
guy, he's a bad guy. He's a
All
bad
right.
guy for sure.
So he finally gets Ben Richards. He finally gets Arnold to be on his show. He kind of blackmails him.
Yeah, because they have the he's got his two friends too, right? He's like, if you don't go on, they have to go on.
Right, Weiss
And
the other guy.
that's right. Yeah,
Laughlin, I think.
Laughlin. Yep,
Yeah.
Weiss and Laughlin. So he agrees to go on it. And, as they're getting him ready, once he agrees to be on the show, they start getting him ready and they're, and like
They prep him.
Yeah, they're injecting him with all this stuff. And one of the things they inject him with is barium.
Mm-hmm.
And the side effects, I guess they want to make him docile so he can't fight I guess that's part of the way they just ensure that these guys are going to die on the game show. But the side effects of barium, it's very, poisonous to humans, is ringing in the ears, fast heart rate, confusion, and diarrhea. Not what you want. Not a good combination when you have a lot of running to do.
Yeah.
And the very next thing they do after they inject him in with the barium is, in his white boxers, they freeze him.
Yeah, that's like taking a laxative and a sleeping pill at the same time. It's like, and then they give him white boxers. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not a good combination, right?
Rusty
there.
railroad tracks on the front and the back. Right.
But of course, when he wakes up the next day,
All black.
he's in a black suit.
Probably trying to cover up the doo-doo stains.
Someone must have gone in the middle of the night and had to change him. I don't know who it was.
One of the dancers.
One
of the dancers.
Or the guy who was doing the mopping.
Oh, exactly. That's his new job.
That's his new job. Clean up the running man. Clean up Ben Richards. So
then after that, we move right into the show. It's showtime. And what's interesting about that is you get a lot of information in a short amount of time, right, Aaron?
Yeah, they have like a 4-minute dancing montage, right? Like it starts off with a good chunk of just the dancers. They're just moving around.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get, let's see, the bets start getting taken. And we'll talk more about that makeshift casino by the garbage can fire in a little bit. You see the production of the game show. They introduce Buzz Shaw, Killian getting his makeup. Sodas are cost $6. We got the crowd getting hyped. We get Richard's attorney in there, the sleazy attorney,
Yep.
and the original Fly Girls, the dancing girls,
Yeah.
all in that one 4-minute section. So a lot of information there. So it was Paula Abdul who did the choreography for the dancers, and what else? She did another movie too, right?
Coming to America, the dance scene at the
Coming,
beginning when our boy Eddie Murphy gets introduced as potential future wife.
yeah, and you could see the similarities. Like if you watch those two,
Yep.
you can tell. Like yeah, there's some similar dance moves, but pretty good dancing in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So got everyone hyped up for sure.
So next scene is when they introduce Richards to the game show. They played an edited version of the Bakersfield Massacre.
Yeah,
and that's
classic.
funny because why?
Oh, it's just it's great because you just see Richards. They make him out to be the Bakersfield massacre. They make him out to be the bad guy here, and they show him like shooting all these people and fighting, and they show the reactions of everyone. And the worst reaction, not is when he shoots all the people, or supposedly shoots all the people, but it's when the car gets shot and explodes.
Yeah.
Once the car goes, there's a woman. She's like, no, yeah, not the car. But all the people are just getting like shot up, and they're like, eh.
Yeah, a lot of women grabbing Arnold's junk and his chest.
So, yeah, as he's coming out to the game show, right? Like
yeah,
the women are all over him.
He's supposedly this killer, and all the women want him.
Yeah, they're grabbing him.
It's a show. So at the same time, Amber is checking out the files on Ben Richards because she feels that something doesn't add up. I guess in the TV broadcast, she saw the propaganda of from the airport scene.
Right. Yeah, that's right. They show that they say that Ben Richards, killed the guards as soon as he walks in, and she's like, that's not how it happened. She's definitely not in tune with what's going on. I guess, the whole ICS TV thing is working with her, keep her distracted, because she literally has no idea what's going on around her. But yeah, she starts snooping around the ICS, and no one's really picking up on her either, right? She's just like sneaking into rooms, and so she gets into the room with all the tapes, at one point. But not a lot of people paying attention to her.
She's with a coworker when she sees Ben Richards, Arnold walk by, and her coworker says one of the best lines: "He could have raped you and killed you, or worse, killed you and then raped you."
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like she was kind of, the coworker would have been interested in one of those two options, I think.
Yeah, I think one of the two options, or maybe both.
Yep. So, and then we get Richards getting sent into, into the loop, into the playing field, and kind of the original Hyperloop, right? Elon Musk maybe got the idea from this because it was pretty interesting. Not sure about how you stop this thing at the end, right? You got this little, like this medical vehicle through this loop. Yeah, it got to be going at about 200 miles an hour. And then all of a sudden you just have this little net at the end that stops you. Definitely getting some whiplash from that thing.
Right.
And what does Richard say as he goes down the loop?
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
And Killian?
Only in a rerun. I'll be back.
So we get some action from the crowd who decides on the stalker, the first stalker. And we get good old Edith. She has to be pushing about 70 or 80.
Yeah, she's pretty hyped up too. And the crazy thing about this is, the game show's starting. He's getting in there, and Edith gets to pick the first stalker, and she's given about 10 seconds, right? Like, come on, Edith, you got to pick now. And it's only then that bets are being taken for who that first stalker is going to be.
Yeah, something doesn't add up.
Yeah, why don't they take these bets ahead of time? Like, who's the first, right? And then they just start grabbing, the bookie, they just start grabbing people's money. Like, he's not giving them any ticket or anything. He's just, like, taking money from these people. Bad gambling setup.
Yeah, that one just didn't add up.
And we'll come back to them in a little bit too, because later when they bet on Richards, we'll talk more about that later. But
Yeah.
not a great setup by these guys.
Yeah, not the best setup. Now Edith got a crazy fetish because for her first stalker,
Mm,
she said she likes them big and cuddly, and she picked Sub-Zero.
yeah,
If she's around in 2019 with adult websites, she would not have a problem finding big and cuddly dudes.
a lot of choices today. A lot of
A lot
choices.
of choices. She would have a lot of
Yeah.
choices. So now we're into the playing field, and let's discuss the stalkers because, to be honest with you, it doesn't add up. The
Yeah.
stalkers do
So
not add up.
yeah, all have a very similar skill set, right? They're
Yeah,
just big guys,
big big guts.
big guts, strong. But
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
n-
necessarily they.
active.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure for a game show like The Running Man if they should, they should be in these game shows. But Sub Zero, why is his skill set as a hockey player?
I didn't understand that one.
300-pound sumo wrestling hockey player. I've never seen that one before,
Nope,
right?
nope, no, no.
And the first thing they do when they get into the playing field, knowing Sub Zero is there, they walk into the skating rink,
The skating ring. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They could have just gone around it, I guess, but they go into the skating rink and there's Sub Zero waiting for them.
Yeah, but if we didn't
So,
have Sub-Zero, we wouldn't have the famous line when he dies and Arnold
oh,
looks at the camera and says, again, come on, this is one of the best lines.
classic. Yeah, classic. Sub Zero, now Plane
Plain
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, so they take out Sub Zero
Mhm.
and didn't really seem to be too difficult
Yeah,
to get rid of Sub Zero. And it's crazy the reaction from the crowd after that. Everyone is just like shocked, and
shocked. Yeah,
Killian doesn't know what to do.
yeah.
It's like this really sad moment, and everyone is silent, and it's like, what's going on here? So I don't know. I think they'd be used to people dying in this game show, but
Yeah, exactly. Uh, the next two stalkers, Buzzsaw and Dynamo, same thing. Especially Dynamo. He's just fat.
yeah,
He's
another
just
two
fat.
fat guys.
There's no way around it. Buzzsaw at least has some shoulders, upper body strength.
Mhm.
They rely. It's funny. It's Running Man, but the Buzzsaw has a motorcycle, and Dynamo has a golf cart on steroids. So
Yeah,
there's no running.
no running for them. Nope.
Nope. And Buzzsaw, like I mentioned before, worst way to die, get cut up
Oh, he gets it.
um,
Yeah, he gets it.
through his
And it's
junk.
during this scene too, right? That Amber gets captured and she gets sent in to the game show. Kind of cool how they go back and forth between the playing field and the game show itself.
Yeah.
And when they bring Amber in, they mention,
Oh,
they're trying to
yeah,
play
yeah.
up.
They spill some propaganda.
Yeah, they do. She cheated on her college exams,
That's a big no.
and the worst one of all, she had sexual relationships with 2, sometimes 3 men in one. I thought they were going to say day and one night. No, in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I
my
know.
question is, what's with the lingerie? If you
Yeah.
got 1 or 2 dudes a year, what's the whole point of purchasing lingerie?
She's a tease. She's a tease.
She's definitely a tease.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely thought they were going to say 2 to 3 sometimes men in one night. And they were like, no, 2 to 3 men in 1 year. So they make her seem really bad and then send her into the loop. Send her down the loop. So and then as she gets in there, right? Buzzsaw and Dynamo, they're coming after them, and Buzzsaw, he gets it the worst,
yeah, he does.
right? He gets the chainsaw in the midsection. But what I don't get is why he's singing opera as he gets it. If you replay the scene,
Yeah.
yeah, he starts doing like an opera as he gets it. I don't know why he
I think the chainsaw goes between his legs, so any dude will start singing
singing an
opera
opera. Okay,
when it's going through your junk.
all right.
So I think that's
He's been hanging out with Dynamo too long.
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
But Buzzsaw does take out Laughlin.
Yep.
Right, that was kind of important. He takes out Laughlin, but Laughlin gives him some good info on the way out, right? Because he talks to him about the underground.
Yeah, this is part of the technology aspect of this movie. They keep talking about this satellite uplink IP address somewhere where they can
Mhm.
infiltrate the satellite feed and play what they want to play, the underground resistance,
Yep.
which is on par nowadays. You can hack into it's pretty much hacking. So
Yeah.
I'll give the movie credit because the
And the great thing, Arnold has no idea what they're talking
no
about. He's
idea.
like, "Yeah, we got to go this way,
We
guys."
got
And they're like, "No, no,
no,
no."
the uplink is that way. We can get
Yeah,
the satellite uplink and the IP address or whatever and hack into it. No,
yeah, we're
I
going the
think
other
it goes
way.
way above him.
Yeah, he has no idea what's going on. And then Dynamo makes an appearance, right? Then Dynamo's coming in,
AKA
and
Christmas tree.
he Christmas tree. He takes out Weiss though.
Yeah,
He
he kills him.
electrocutes Weiss, and he's about to get Amber too, right?
You're
And
right.
then Ben Richards hears Amber screaming. What I don't get is what's going on with his golf cart? He's driving
Yeah.
this golf cart like right up this steep hill,
Yeah.
and it comes tumbling down. Like,
You know it right off the bat when he's going up. He's going to come right back
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. So definitely not the brightest light bulb
No.
in the group.
Oh, I see what you
Dynamo.
did there.
Yeah, definitely not. And but Ben Richards spares him here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. In
I
front of
guess
everyone.
in front of everyone. Yeah, I thought he was going to take him out. He spares him, spares his life, and he just gets to kind of like walk off after that.
Yeah. And the next stalker that gets called in is Fireball, played by Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, that's
Jim
right. That's
Brown.
right.
And
Yep.
actually,
So
there's a
running back, right? Jim Brown running back. But
and Killian says, and here he goes, our leading rusher from last year. That was a
yeah,
nod. Yeah, he says
yeah,
that.
yep.
So,
But of
Fireball
course, he comes in on a jetpack, not
on the
really
jet,
running it.
not really running. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, someone's got to be a runner here. But jetpack was pretty good when he
Yeah.
first introduces. Yeah, right up the ICS building, and it's like, all right, that looks pretty realistic.
Yeah, and has fire on his back, and just
Yeah,
and he reveals one major aspect of this flick, and that's the winner. The last year's winners weren't winners. They actually got crisped and burned
that's
to a
right.
crisp. Yeah,
Yeah, and I like how they just leave them there, just leave the bodies there.
Yeah.
You know, their dog tags are still on them, so Amber can recognize. Like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
you know, these guys aren't on some tropical, island relaxing.
hmm
Their scorched bodies are just sitting here. So, also interesting here is that as the game show is going on, and you get to pick who the next kill is going to be, Agnes.
Agnes. I mean,
She
great,
goes.
great names: Edith, Agnes.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Killian knows. He knows who to pick.
Yeah.
He knows who to pick for his, for the game show, and she picks Richards.
Yeah.
Right.
First
and he's
time
like,
ever.
Agnes, you can't do that. And why did she pick Richards?
That boy's a one mean motherfucker.
That's right.
Now that's a grandma you want.
That's the grandma you want. And then the great thing is, the bookies outside, they have no idea what to do, right?
Mhm.
It's like, wait a minute, you can't take Richards. What are we doing? And he gives the odds on Richards 100-1 odds.
He's already killed like what?
He's
3?
already killed. Exactly.
2, and then possibly 3 Dynamo. You can consider that
he
a
left
kill.
the guy there on his own, right? He left Dynamo. He could have killed him. And why is he getting 100-1 odds?
Right, exactly.
And then what does the first guy bet? Do you know what he bets?
$200, right?
$200.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some good money right there.
That's 20 grand right there. I don't understand why Richards is getting 100-1 odds.
Right,
After taking out a few.
Proven himself so far. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yep.
So the last stalker technically should be Captain Freedom, Jesse Ventura, but he doesn't want to go. So they know how to fix this.
That's right.
And this is one of the best tech things about this movie, and that's the deep fakes. They're able to recreate a scene with Ben Richards and Captain Freedom where Captain Freedom wins, in a sense, kills him. So that's pretty much dead on.
Yeah, that was great. I don't know what their plan is afterwards, though.
Right.
Because,
well, even Ben Richards when he's watching that, he knows that they're going to go after him and try to kill him. There's no way he's walking out.
Right.
Because he would prove everyone wrong.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know, like, how are they gonna track them down without anyone seeing, what's going on? I don't know. But so the deep fake was pretty accurate there. And yeah, if you look up deep fakes, what was the company that was doing them?
Corridor Crew.
Yeah,
They just did it for fun with. They did one with Tupac. They did
yeah.
one with Tom Cruise.
Tom
Um,
Cruise one. I mean, the the guy that plays him
mm,
really funny. He comes in asking for a pastrami sandwich and stuff. I mean, it
right.
looks
So
and
what it
acts
is
just
just
like Tom Cruise.
they get a guy that kind of looks like Tom Cruise and sounds like him, and then they do this part, which
Yeah.
is the face, and put Tom Cruise, and
And the
it's
computer program recognizes like
recognizes, yeah,
all these subtle movements with your eyes, the
of your
squints,
face.
and
Yep, yep.
yeah, the blinking and the way it's done. Pretty, yeah, kind of scary actually, right? To think that
Right.
that could be done.
I think that will happen in the next 5 years, where you won't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, so they get the deep fake, and Captain Freedom gets to take him out, and then they, at this point, Amber and Ben Richards are in the underground. Who's the leader of that?
Oh, that's Mr. Mac himself from Fleetwood Mac. And from what I gather, those times he was doing mad cocaine. So I doubt he remembers doing this movie.
No, yeah, yeah, probably has no recollection of this one.
No, there's a lot of steroids and cocaine, I think, on the set.
A lot of drugs in this movie.
Yes, a lot of drugs, a lot of
Yeah.
drugs. All right, so we're back into the ICS studio at the end, where Ben Richards and the Resistance takes over, and they go after Killian. Arnold, Ben Richards goes after Killian. Tell me how he finished him off.
Yeah, and first and foremost, Dynamo is there, and he goes right after Amber.
Amber, yeah.
Yeah. I guess he wants to get her after they left him, and he kind of pants come down, and he's in his tighty whities. He goes right after her.
Or a
He's not
diaper,
messing around.
maybe.
I don't know.
Looks like a
I don't know
diaper.
what he was wearing, but he goes after her. Meanwhile, Richards, Killian trying to talk his way off the ledge. It's just entertainment, just business. Of course, Richards isn't buying any of it. Sends him down the hyperloop system, and then right through the Cadre Cola sign. And
Yep.
of course, what happens to the sign?
Blows up.
Kaboom!
Because
Yeah,
it had
what
to
is
have
that sign made out
explosives. Explosives.
What is in that Cadre Cola? Don't want to
Uh,
drink that stuff if it's
uh,
exploding like that.
uh,
Love those random explosions in movies, right? Just
yeah,
like
just boom.
something, any two items that come in contact with each other, they're blowing up. So
Mm.
great way to end it. And then of course Arnold gets the girl at the end.
Yep. There was talk of a sequel, but it never happened. I wish it did. Now, you read the book, right?
Yeah.
If they made a movie um, just straight from the book,
Oh,
It's-
very different. But
you said
the-
it's different,
the-
but it's
very
good,
different. But it would have been an awesome movie if they just did the book, turned
right? Like
the book into a
verbatim,
movie.
the script.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I don't want to give the book away, but worth a read. Definitely a quick read. Gruesome ending. I won't give it away, but pretty gruesome ending in the book, and it would have been a great movie for sure.
All right. Now we're into the guessing game. You want to go first?
So the first game show from the book, Dig Your Grave, is that a real game show, or did I just make that one up?
Made it up.
I made that one up. Yep, Dig Your Grave, not a real game show, but probably could have been in this world. How about this one? How hot can you take it?
Real.
That one was real.
Real.
It was. Yep, real one.
That's all you know about it, or you don't know the.
No, they don't tell you. They don't tell you any other information. They're
Okay.
just kind of listing other game shows. How about this one? Swim with the Crocodiles. Real game show or made up?
I say real because they had the thing with the dogs, the game show with the dogs. So crocodiles not too far off. I'll say yes.
That's true. That's a real one from the book.
All right.
Okay. How about this one? Run for your guns.
Oh, that has to be real.
That's a real one. Yep. Run for your guns. You're good at this. 4 for 4. How about this one? Pull your teeth. Real game show or fake?
Fake.
That one is fake.
That was just too gruesome.
That would be, yeah. Who would want to watch that one? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch any of these, but and then the last one, hang on to your limbs. Real game show or fake?
Fake.
That one is fake. You're 6 for 6.
Woo!
You got all of them. That's awesome. So yeah, those are other game shows from the. So how hot can you take it? Swim with the crocodiles and run for your guns. All real game shows in the
Wow.
book.
Wow. Some heavy shit right there.
Yes.
All right. I got one for you. So here's my guess for the audience, just as a background.
Yep.
Who plays Fireball?
Jim Brown,
Jim Brown.
running back. Yep.
And he played for who?
Played for Cleveland Browns.
All right. So my question is, he retired as the leading rusher in the NFL. Plus minus 300 yards. What's the total yards Jim Brown had in his career? And let me know if you need one clue, because I can give you one clue.
All right. Yeah. Give me the clue.
He played for 10 years.
Okay.
And I'll give you another clue.
Yep.
They played 14 games a season back in the day. So
Ooh.
that kind of changes things.
Okay. So 14 games, 10 seasons. And I mean, good season now. You know, you get 100 yards a game, 1,400. So I'm going to go.
And
yeah,
we're talking about rushing yards, just rushing yards.
just rushing yards. Yeah. So 100 yards a game. It's a good, right? Good solid game. 100 yards a game. He played 14 games. So 1,400 times 10, 14,000 yards. I'm going 14,000 yards.
14,000. That was a good guess. It's off. The true number is 12,312.
Okay.
And I think it's because he missed some games.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
That's solid numbers, though.
Yeah. Solid numbers. Solid numbers.
Solid numbers, Jim Brown.
Yeah. 12,312.
You hear a lot about him, like obviously before my time, but you hear a lot about him and how great of a running back he was. I never really got to see,
Right.
highlights of him, just kind of hear about what a great running back he was. So maybe I have to YouTube some of his
and an
game
actor.
footage. And a great actor.
And an actor. Yeah. All right. So final grade. What do we got?
Yeah. So TAP, here's our system: technology, accuracy, and prediction. Let's start off with the technology. So couple things that were on point, right? The scanning technology to be able to purchase tickets, the scanning technology at the airport where you can kind of scan and recognize that someone has a ticket. All the talking tech.
Yes.
Seems like a lot of these movies that predict the future have that in there.
Yep.
They were all on point with that. And some of the things that they missed, a lot of misses. The passwords, obviously, we talked about those, right?
Cell phones.
Big passwords that don't change at all.
Lack of cell phones.
No cell phones at all.
Yep.
And then the size of the technology too, right?
Yeah,
in the game show, the cameras are huge, the TVs are big. Interesting, in the book, they actually have body cams. But what Ben Richards has to do is take the tape out of the body cam and mail it back to ICS. Wow. So I was like, ooh, this is interesting. They have a body cam, and then it's like, but you have to mail the tape back to back to ICS. So they definitely missed on that one too. The body cam was interesting. I thought, all right, they're going somewhere with this, but then they had to mail the tape back. Like,
yeah.
So definitely missed some of that. Accuracy, couple things that they were accurate with. What was the first one that you?
The deep fake dead on, and then the whole game show feel atmosphere. That was pretty close to what we have now or have had in the past 10 years. Remember, the movie is taking place
2019, right? Yeah, just last year.
Yep.
Just last year. So pretty accurate with the feel, and definitely like a reality TV show feel to it.
Right.
I mean, not just like a regular game show, but reality TV, obviously huge these days. And you get a sense, kind of that's how it was, with that game show. And then we have predictions, a couple of things that they predicted and are right on point. In the movie, why did they have all these game shows, right? What was the game shows for?
To distract.
to distract people from all the rioting. And obviously, a lot of rioting going on in our country today. So they were pretty accurate with that prediction,
Mhm.
keeping the audience occupied. And I think just like the amount of quality TV, right, with just all the Netflix and
Yeah,
all the apps that you can download and all the different movies and TV shows, people are definitely occupied with um,
with
you know
technology. Yeah.
with technology and with entertainment, so they don't have to worry about all these other things that are going on in the world. They just kind of keep watching their shows.
So, what's your final grade?
Yeah, I'm going B. I'm going with a B for this movie. It was a lot of fun, a lot of accuracy, and some of the predictions were right on. I mean, one of the big misses at the beginning too, the screen with the little dots, the 8-bit
Yeah,
dots, right? And that's
yeah.
like that was a big miss. But overall, I think pretty accurate and interesting to watch the movie this year, knowing it was right around this time when they were trying to predict the future that we were in.
Yep.
So I'm going B.
I was going B minus, hovering around B. So let's just stick with B together. That's a solid movie. B. Um, Definitely worth a shot to watch it again.
Shout out to Chico.
Chico. All right, we're done.
See you next time.
Yep. See ya. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out one of our other videos, and don't forget to comment below. We want to hear from you.